Dak Prescott and the Cowboys have reportedly met, and the numbers that have been discussed include $33 million annually and $105 million guaranteed. According to Calvin Watkins of the Dallas Morning News, Cowboys officials met with Dak's representatives twice since the end of the NFL scouting combine. So, Shannon, what do you make of this report?
Nothing. Nothing, absolutely nothing. If you notice, they're still trying to, this is the Cowboys side. And they're releasing this through Calvin Watkins. They're releasing this through Adam Schefter because they're still trying to paint Dak as being greedy. If you believe so much in Dak, go on and give him that 3 years, $105 million, fully guaranteed, Skip Bayless. I told you, and I will reiterate this again, what the Cowboys are trying to do, and they started this at last year's combine, portraying Dak as greedy. If he's unwilling to give us a hometown discount, money is more important than winning. So what you've tried to do is that Carson Wentz got what he got, 108 guaranteed. Jared Goff comes behind him, get 112 million guaranteed. Dak signs a full year, wants the Dak to sign a full year later after he's navigated minefields and shark-infested waters, take less guaranteed money than two guys got in front of him. So what you do when you do that, you suppress the market. Now all of a sudden, where the market is continuing to grow, expand, you shrink it. Oh no, Dak was the last guy to sign, and this is what he got. No, Todd France said, yeah, I'm not gonna have it happen on my watch. Oh, he needs to call Jerry for what? Dak Prescott, a guy that's a football player, you want him to get in the high stakes negotiation with a guy that do millions and billion-dollar deals. No, that's why I hired Todd France. That's why you hire financial guys, Skip Bayless. If I could handle my own money, I wouldn't need a financial guy. But I got him for a reason. And what reason do I have him if I'm not going to listen to the information that he's giving me? Oh, Skip Bayless, you think you're slick. You and your Cowboys think you're slick. Yeah, you a Cowboy.
Is that a word?
Yeah, y'all think y'all slick. Skip, to make a long story short, and I'm going to put it in a nice, neat package for you, the Cowboys are still not 100% sure. Because I can assure you, when it comes time for Dak Prescott, Deshaun Watson, and my homeboy to get their money, there will not be any of this back and forth. There will be none of this waffling. If you're sure Russell got his money, no problem. Aaron Rodgers got his money with 2 years left on his deal. Now this man has played the contract out, a fourth-round pick. He said the hometown discount I gave you is when you got me in the fourth round, and I didn't make $2 million. I still hadn't made $2 million in salary. What I've made in endorsements off the field is not your concern. Skip Bayless, they don't believe in him. And you know what this is doing now. This is causing bad blood because they're going to slap the franchise tag on him. And you're building a Kirk Cousins situation because you're going to start betting against yourself. And this is not going to end well.
By the way, point of order, the franchise tag will hinge upon if the new CBA gets ratified and approved by the end of this week.
Right.
Because there's a deadline on Thursday, basically. And if it is ratified, if it's in place, there's only one franchise tag, and it might go to Amari Cooper. So that would necessitate getting this done or not. Right? Okay. So here's the point. You're saying that the Dallas Cowboys are trying to paint Dak as the bad guy, right?
They're doing a great job of it.
And I completely and utterly disagree with you because that's what's called classic cutting off your nose to spite your face. He is the face of their franchise, and he's the one guy you don't want to vilify publicly because you can't risk it going forward. You need to make this deal happen or not happen, but if it happens, you need him to be in his image intact as the face of your franchise and the leader of your football team. If you want to vilify him, there's one huge missing variable here that we have not heard from either side, and that is how much is Dak asking for? You have no idea unless you know something that I don't know. Okay? Because I think it's way out of bounds what he's asking for. And if Jerry and Steven, Jones, want to go to the mat, if they want to get down and dirty, they will release what the final offer was on the other side, or the final ask on Dak's side, because it could be outrageously out of bounds to the point that everybody in Cowboy Nation would sit back and say, that's just terrible. You're really greedy, Dak, but nobody's thinking that.
Skip, you know how these contracts work. All that 40 years for 5 years for $200 million means nothing. How much in guaranteed money am I
Bingo,
going to get?
bingo. And we still don't even have a report about the guaranteed portion. Remember, everything we're talking about right now was offered before the season started. The $33 million and the $105 total were offered before the season started.
Correct.
And then everybody's reporting that Dak got hot first 3 games, you remember?
Yeah.
And he decided to bet on himself going forward, and a stalemate occurred, right? An impasse occurred that still the ice hasn't been broken, even though they had a couple of conversations, one at the combine, one after the combine.
Honest question,
Right?
Skip Bayless. They come to Dak Prescott in September before the season starts, and they say, Dak, we got 115 to 120 guaranteed, which is $5 to $8 million more than Jared Goff got.
Okay, wait, you're talking about a different number. That's the total of the contract.
No.
That's not guaranteed.
Yes.
That is not guaranteed. You want to talk about guaranteed
Yeah,
at
how much-
signing?
how much- no.
The number is guaranteed at signing. The highest in the NFL is Matt Ryan at 94.5. Even Carson Wentz, he got 108 total. Supposedly this offer to Dak was 105. But again, Carson Wentz got guaranteed at signing $66.5 million.
No,
that's low.
No. I'm saying guaranteed, because the guaranteed money that Wentz got is 108.
Okay,
The guaranteed
but it's
money.
not really guaranteed. It's how much is guaranteed at signing.
There you go.
Thank you.
There
Thank
you go.
Okay, so Matt Ryan got outrageous guaranteed at signing, 94.5. I don't know how much of the 105 offered is guaranteed. I have no idea. But Mike Florio is making the case, and I don't know, maybe he's been prompted by somebody internally in-house in Dallas, because it's more team friendly to look at it.
Yes.
But he's saying the 33 annual that was offered way back before the season started would make him the highest annual paid in the league, higher than Russell Wilson, because Russell Wilson's deal, if I can be simple with this, was already in place, and they added new money on top of it. But you also
added years.
Of course, you have to factor in old plus new, and it drags it down to 31.4.
Correct.
Okay, so his 35 overall, according to Florio, it's semantics.
Right.
But he semantically is looking at it as less than the 33. So Florio is trying to advance the idea that, wait a second, the 33 offered back in September before the season started was the most annual salary of any NFL quarterback going right now.
Right.
Okay?
Yeah.
Is that you can sell it like that?
Yeah, you can sell it like that, but Dak isn't buying it, because at the end of the day, Skip, you know what it's about. You made that very clear. How much is guaranteed? What Mr. Blank did for the Falcons is that they gave Matt Ryan $100 million. But he gave him $94 million at the time of signing.
That's outrageous.
So what they
That's
did,
a lot, man.
Yes, and so now, Skip, you prorate it. So that's what the Cowboys are going to have to do, Skip, in order to get Dak. They're going to have to give him $90+ million.
Okay, so remember, Jason La Canfora, I think he was writing for CBS
Yes.
last week. He said an agent had given him this whole proposition of, how could you do this? How could you sort of break the bank for Dak and still fit it under your cap? And his idea was go 10 years, give him a 10-year contract and give him 125 to sign. So all of a sudden, up front, in the first 3 years, Dak would make $143 million. It's all signing bonus, but your bases would be 4, 6, 8, 10,
Correct.
12,
That's how you
like
do.
that.
That's how you got to do it, because you're going to prorate that signing bonus over 10 years.
Over 10 years. Okay, well, I kind of liked it, because then Dak he'd really get paid for 3 years. He'd be really happy. Have they discussed this kind of an idea, a blueprint for a deal?
I don't know if you can go 10 years. I think 7 might be the max you can go now. So even if you go 7 and give him something like that, you prorate 7 into 125, Skip, that's still a doable number.
You sure is the new CBA going to limit it?
I don't know about the new. Oh, okay. You're factoring in the new CBA.
I don't know.
Yeah. Only thing I know is about the CBA.
Ty Smith's got I think it's 10 years. He got a 10-year deal.
Yeah, but I guess here's the thing. Ty Smith, when he did his deal, he wasn't up. So they tacked on 8 years plus 2. Like Zeke's deal, Skip. When you really look at it, Zeke had more years left on his deal. So when you add the 5 plus the 2 that was left on his deal, this is what you get. Dak doesn't have any years left on his deal, Skip. So in actuality, basically, it would be a legit 10-year deal. Okay.
So just for those out there who don't get this, we're dealing in what what you can take to the bank is your guaranteed portion of what you got.
I'm putting it in my pocket right now.
Matt Ryan, 94.5. Kirk Cousins, 84, because he got guaranteed
Fully
for
guaranteed
3 years,
3
right?
years, yes.
That's really good. Aaron Rodgers got 79.2. That's really good. Now it starts to drop to Russell Wilson at 70. Carson Wentz got 66.5. So I'm saying Carson Wentz's deal is not that great.
Right.
If that's all you got, if you got $30 million less guaranteed than Matt Ryan, I'm saying you didn't do that great. It looks good on paper.
Right.
You can sell it.
Right. I think the thing that Matt Ryan had going in his favor, he was an MVP. It varies. The way Mr. Blank perceives Matt Ryan and the way Jeffrey Lurie perceives Carson Wentz is two different things. But at the end of the day, Dak Prescott is saying, you guys said you believe in me. You said, you believe that I can win multiple championships for this football team. You don't act like it. You don't act like it.
Okay, so when the mud will start to get slung is when you hear somebody report, because they got it from the inside, from Jerry or Steven, that Dak is asking for X. That's when the mud will start to be slung all over each other.
Right.
Because then you'll sit back and say, he wants that? But we have nothing reported about that.
Because theoretically, Skip, because here's the thing, right now, there's no numbers on the other side that's being slung. Because theoretically, you could say, well, Todd France did release that. So he might have just said the Cowboys offered this, yada, yada, yada. You can say the Cowboys. But when you come from the other side, I can assure you, Todd France is not releasing no numbers because you could be right. He might be asking for 37, 38 million with 150 guaranteed.